Good day, everyone. Today is a very special day as we've reached the 100k subscribers. So thank you very much for being here with me and following me and watching my videos as it's been growing really fast. And we've reached the 100k subs on YouTube. So thank you very much for that. And we're going to have a very cool giveaway live stream tomorrow. And just being around with all of you, enjoying the time. Next to that, for the Dutch listeners and maybe also international listeners, I've been saying this on Instagram and Twitter, but regarding Expose, I've got nothing to do with that coin. I'm not involved in that coin. I've never been holding it. There was a reason for why I'm not holding it at all. But I'm not involved, and given the recent few days what has been happening, I've decided to quit my partnership with the Millionaires Club. So that's my point that I have towards Expose and the whole vision of, or at least that project in general. I don't want anything to do with it. So then you have to make some decisions. So it's been hectic, but the good part is we are reaching 100k subs. We've done it, and now we can target 1 million. I think I'll be able to do it one day, but that's not the goal. The goal is that we're creating good content. So if you like the content, please subscribe beneath and also follow me on Twitter, and also do not forget to like this YouTube video. So what's next? Well, what I see, and we can go to the charts. In the meantime, I'll just be saying what I think about the markets right now. I see the sentiment flip, and I've been saying that quite in the last week already. The moment that Bitcoin is going to reverse, altcoins will probably bounce back way faster, given the fact that altcoins didn't change at all fundamentally. It was a correction and crash on Bitcoin that caused the chain reaction through panic. So when Bitcoin bounces back up, what are you going to see? Well, you're going to see that altcoins are being bought back in, and usually you don't see a retest at all. So the actual strategy regarding altcoins, I'm going to share later today, as we don't have an interview. But that we are seeing those altcoins, and especially Ethereum, coming back to 3K. It's literally what I wanted to see. Within a few weeks, we have to get back to the level that we used to be at. Regarding Bitcoin, we didn't really got to the level that I wanted to get here, but in the actual effect, it's following this path, as in the previous support becomes support again. Because that becomes support again, we are back into this range, right? So we've got this fake out. You can actually just copy paste the movements from the previous time. So let's see what we have in this entire construction, right? We've got this entire range. And then we've got a breakout to the upside, which fails to do so. It doesn't flip the previous resistance for support, and then it bounces back to the other side of the resistance, or in this case, support, right? So we've got this fake out, doesn't show strength, rejects, doesn't hold support, comes back into the range, goes to the other side of the range, and then it starts to continue the trend. If you reverse that ID, and you get to this stage, you can see that this is a fake out. We flip, so we reject, we flip this level, go to the other side of the range, probably have a retest here or some more sideways action, generating a higher low, confirming this bullish divergence, and then we bounce back in the trend towards 48k. That is the most likely case right now with Bitcoin. That is probably the most likely case with the entire market, and especially if you jump back to a few of those altcoins at this stage, you can see MATIC, for instance. You can see we've discussed it yesterday, but it does not grant you many opportunities. What are you going to do when you sell MATIC all the way back down? Those levels were easily measurable. So when it pumped towards here, I said don't enter. Those were the levels. However, I didn't really do anything with it. I've used some cash from my bank account to buy some altcoins which are heavily up right now, and I'm going to enjoy my summer with that money. But the fact is that when it bounces back up, the only retest you got is this retest at this stage. which is at about like $1.40, which is around the equilibrium, which is actually the level we had before we started to crash. So selling your altcoins here towards Bitcoin was a very bad idea. That's just not the idea, especially in the strength of the market that we have right now. It doesn't make sense to do that. Regarding MATIC, what's the level to watch right now? No. Well, we're just going to continue the momentum here. This is the level that you should be watching, and probably the previous support resistance in general. I'm not entering here. I'll probably take profits if it goes this strong, but this is the area that you should be looking at. MATIC against Bitcoin, actually looking and generating almost new all-time highs, but the same level that you should be looking at in general here. DIA, one of the coins and an example of weakness, like it has been crashing heavily. But because it has been crashing heavily, it has to break one level. If it breaks this region here and gets back above this level, so it starts to hold the previous low, it starts to crack this resistance, goes sideways, takes the resistance, easily we run all the way towards here without finding any resistance at all. This is the first resistance around 330, this is the next one around 370. So I would not be surprised that if DIA and many of those altcoins try to break through the resistance and do that, you can see this big run in one go. And some of those altcoins have been doing that already. Some have been erasing the entire drawdown. WRX was trying to do so already. Holo token is already gaining momentum. I've been sharing Holo token previously, but you can see that this is the real resistance zone. So it just continued running without any rejection at all. You can see we've made this chart previously. It's following the path nicely. If it breaks through 1.1 cents, I'm going to look at 1.5. So what's the case right now? If you don't have any positions at all, well, and if you have sold in the low, probably you have to remain patient and just wait for the retests. If there are no retests, many altcoins are still a great entry. What did change in the market sentiment? Probably nothing. It's just been a massive outlier to the downside, and it just goes back to equilibrium in the next few weeks, and we can see it already with those altcoins. And when it gets back to equilibrium, I guess the FOMO will take over, and we start making new highs on the altcoins within minutes or weeks after that. So that's my small update of today. Do not forget to subscribe, and I'll see you again later today with my view on the strategy that you should do. Take care.